Last Drops Baseball is on the air, and tonight we are bringing you from the desert in Arizona. It'll be the Milwaukee Brewers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. This game is going to feature two teams from the National League that are still hanging into playoff contention as they're fighting for wild card spots. We'll be right back after this with the starting lineups. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to give you the starting lineups first for the visitors from Milwaukee. Leading off and playing in left field, wearing number 22 is Christian Yelich. Hitting second and playing shortstop is number 27, Willie Adames. Batting third and doing the designated hitting is number 11, Rowdy Tellez. And the cleanup spot in right field is number 12, Hunter Renfroe. Batting fifth and playing second base is number 16, Colton Wong. Hitting sixth and at first base is number 18, Keston Hiura. Hitting seventh and playing at third base is number 14, Jace Peterson. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 7, Victor Caratini. And batting ninth in center field is number 5, Garrett Mitchell. And they are going to be facing Merrill Kelly of the D-backs, who takes to the hill with an 11-5 record. He's worked 157 and 2/3 innings, allowing 130 hits, 54 runs, 52 of which have been earned. He's walked 48 and struck out 135. And he's got an ERA of 2.97. Well, that's your lineup for the visitors from Milwaukee. Now the lineup for the home team from Arizona. Leading off and playing third base, wearing number 10, is Josh Rojas. Hitting second and doing the designated hitting is number 30, Jake McCarthy. Batting third at second base is number 4, Ketel Marte. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 53, Christian Walker. Batting fifth in right field is number 12, Dalton Varsho. Hitting sixth and in left field is number 7, Corbin Carroll. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 18, Carson Kelly. Batting eighth in center field is number 5, Alek Thomas. And hitting ninth at shortstop is number 2, Geraldo Perdomo. And they're going to be facing Brandon Woodruff, who comes with a 9-3 record. He's worked 108 and 2/3 innings, allowed 91 hits, 44 runs, 40 which have been earned. He's walked only 32 and struck out 132. He's got an ERA of 3.31. We welcome everybody into the stream tonight. We've got Mick Quaffs, we've got Josh S., Steve Rademacher, and everybody else who's with us. Thank you guys for stopping in as we're looking forward to this one. We'll be back in 30 seconds as the ball game is just about to get underway as Kelly's on the mound doing his warm-up tosses. Hang tight, guys. We'll be right with you. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Brewers. That's Christian Yelich, Willie Adames, and Rowdy Tellez. And you're going to notice tonight that we are going to be a little bit short on some of our in-between inning, what I used to say, infomercials. We got ourselves apparently into not trouble, but we're unable to monetize our channel because we've had certainly Steve and Matt and as well as Dave helping us out on the in-between. I guess that's a no-no if we want to monetize the channel of Last Drops Baseball. So from this point onward, we're going to miss those guys, although Steve is into the chat because he is a big Milwaukee Brewer fan. We appreciate him for being here. So we're ready to get this one underway as Christian Yelich steps to the plate as he's facing Merrill Kelly here for the first time. And we've got Merrill Kelly doing the pitching and Carson Kelly behind the plate. So the battery of the Kellys. And the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. For Yelich on the season, he's hitting 260, He's got 11 homers and 45 runs batted in. Bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Kelly, who works and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. One of our last-minute additions. I don't know how we sound tonight, as some of the folks who've been listening to our streams, as we do the late-night stuff, we're a little bit outside of our realm, as there's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 3-0 to Yelich. We're on the road on the East Coast, using some equipment that's not what we're used to, so hopefully we sound pretty good. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner. The count runs to 3-1 on Yelich. Yelich to be followed by Willy Adames and Rowdy Tellez here in the top of the first inning. It's a beautiful night for baseball in Arizona. The temperature with the roof closed was 106 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've ever been to Arizona, usually about 5 minutes before the ball game, they open up the roof, but it's nice and tempered on the field. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Into the 4-hole goes second baseman Ketel Marte. He fields it, throws to first. And Yelich is retired on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1 here in the first inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Willy Adames. For Willy Adames on the evening, he's entering the ballgame hitting .230. He's got 26 homers and 77 runs batted in. He stands deep in the batter's box against the right-hander Kelly. He rocks into the motion and kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Adames is certainly well on pace to hit north of 30 homers. He's got an outside chance at driving in 100 runs if he can pick up the pace here in the month of September. Kelly gets the sign from his catcher, Kelly. He rocks into the motion and delivers. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. Beats the shift, and it's going to be a single for Adames. So he's got himself a single, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Rowdy Tellez. So Tellez batting .229 on the year. He's got 27 homers and 75 runs batted in. Another one in the lineup who's got that chance to be north of 30 homers. And I think if Hunter Renfroe got things going, he could join that club. It would be pretty impressive with the Brewers with 3 guys with 30 or more homers in their lineup. So Tellez, the burly left-handed hitter, steps up to the plate. And he's waiting here on the offering from Kelly, who now is working from the stretch. He gets the side from Carson Kelly. He checks the runner at first, and now he works set. He pauses, he takes a breath, and now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Defensively tonight for the Diamondbacks, across your YouTube screen from left to right, you've got Corbin Carroll in left. The center fielder is Alec Thomas. The right fielder is Dalton Varsho. As Kelly checks the runner at first, and now he fires over. And diving back in time is the base runner, Adames. Around the horn from first to third, it's Christian Walker at first. Ketel Marte is holding down second base. The shortstop is Geraldo Perdomo, and the third baseman is Josh Rojas. And, of course, the battery of Merrill Kelly and Carson Kelly got things in check. Again, Merrill Kelly throws over to first, and diving back safely is the runner, Adames. Both of these teams, you would think, in some ways are playing out the string. But they do both have playoff aspirations. The Brewers are only 2.5 back in the wild card, as a fastball misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. The Diamondbacks, however, are a little further adrift, as they are quite a ways behind. They are about 8.5 back, slightly ahead of the San Francisco Giants now in the standings. Here comes the offering to Tellez. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count now goes to 3-0. So Kelly having some trouble locating his pitches here tonight. He went to 3-0 on Yelich to lead off the ball game before he induced the ground out. He fell behind in the count to Adames, and he's done the same here to Tellez. So 3 balls and no strikes. Right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is now 3-1. Mick was saying, I know you could still help the guys out with how you make your shorts with music and picks. Yeah, it might be something that might be worth investigating as well. That's the shorts are considered to be a little bit different than the videos and the stream portion. And that's the part that we were looking at. It's unfortunate that that's the case. Here comes the offering now to Tellez. It's a fastball swung on. It's popped up over on the third base side. This ball is going to drift into the seats. It actually hits the third base dugout and bounces up into the stands. Count is now 3-2. I could see tonight being low camera angles on replays if you're watching at home. There are a lot of empty seats for this one in Arizona. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Tellez. Kelly wasting no time as he's on the mound getting the signal from his catcher, Carson Kelly. Again, he checks the runner at first, and now he works set. And he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. Marte over to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. The first base coach is pointing down to second base. They may want to have a look at this one. Little surprised that Ketel Marte went over to second base. They're going to hold it up here. We're going to see if that was in time or not. The base runner, Willie Adames, is walking off the field. He seems to think that he has been retired. But a very, very close play at the bag at second base. So we'll definitely hang for a moment here before we put that one in the books. I'm going to get a different angle on that. But it does look like they're not going to challenge. That is going to be a fielder's choice. It erases Adames 4-6 for the second out of the inning, and that will bring up the right fielder, Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe batting from the right side against the right-hander Kelly, and he takes a first pitch fastball outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Renfroe hitting .258, 23 homers, and 58 runs batted in. He's slowly been pulling his average up over the last few weeks. He's been a big part of this Milwaukee lineup this year, as there's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is now even at 1-1. Nick says, I got a little bit of an echo in the background, and I also think it has to do with not just a bit of an echo, but just where I'm stationed. I'm sitting in front of a wall, which maybe isn't the best of acoustics. That's not usually what I'm do when I'm back at my regular haunt. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's now 2-1 to Renfroe. As I said, the equipment is a little different. Do have a new headset. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. So if Kelly can escape this inning without any damage and then find himself moving forward, it'll be a boon for him because he has not got the command of his pitches yet. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Renfroe. Colton Wong is waiting his turn on deck. And there is a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side. Camping out underneath it is Walker, and he's going to make the grab, and that is going to do it as Kelly is able to wiggle himself out of that inning with no damage. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Brewers nothing. The Diamondbacks coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. Mick's giving me some advice that I probably will take in an inning or so. We'll go look for that blanket and see what we can come up with after the bottom of the first. But for now, hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. We'll be back in 45 seconds, everybody, with the call at the bottom of the first inning. Nothing for the Brewers. Diamondbacks about to hit. Hang tight. back, everybody. It is going to be Josh Rojas, Jake McCarthy, and Ketel Marte to get it going here against Brandon Woodruff in the bottom of the first inning. We took Mick's advice and trying to make an adjustment. We'll see if it works. As the first pitch from Woodruff is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Rojas. Rojas is hitting .276. He's got 7 homers and 42 runs batted in. Waiting here on the offering from Woodruff, who, working from the windup, gets his sign from Caratini. And now he rocks into the motion and delivers. That is a fastball that also misses down, and the count is now 2-0. These two teams played last night. The Brewers won the finale of their series against the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-1. The Diamondbacks got the wood laid to them by the Phillies 18-2. The finale of their series. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted down the left field line. It's into foul territory. Sliding and making the grab is Christian Yelich. And that is going to retire Josh Rojas for the first out of the inning. Beautiful play by Yelich. Covered a lot of ground on that one. Flashing some of the speed that made him one of the players that you would have to consider to be a 5-tool player a few years ago. I don't know if we would still put him in that category. Hasn't got quite the average or the power, but Yelich with a beautiful play in left field, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Jake McCarthy. For McCarthy on the year, he's batting .288, 6 homers and 31 runs batted in. You can see breaking ball outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Both of these starters so far tonight in this one have had trouble getting their first pitches over for strikes. As the right-hander Woodruff rocks into the motion, and now he kicks and delivers. As a breaking ball swung at and missed, the count is now 1-1. Jake McCarthy getting the start at the designated hitter position tonight. Originally was a 23rd round pick of the Pirates out of high school, but he attended the University of Virginia, and he was a first-round pick back in the 2018 draft by the Diamondbacks as he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to McCarthy. McCarthy got his first taste of big league action last year. He had 70 plate appearances for the Diamondbacks. But this year he has picked up the pace as he's appeared in 71 ball games. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Called that series a couple of weeks ago when the Diamondbacks were in San Francisco, and I was pretty impressed by the play of McCarthy. He was getting the opportunity to play in the left field, and he was swinging the bat in that series. He's got 12 stolen bases as well on the year. A full season under his belt next year. He's got a chance to be a 2020 type of player. There's a fastball swung on it as line foul into the netting down the third base side, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we mentioned before, and we mentioned again, we won't be calling any Japanese stuff tonight, but we're looking to add that to the docket. So if you're new to our channel and you like Japanese baseball, come on, see us on the weekend. There's the fastball swung on. It's grounded right back to the pitcher. Woodruff fields it easily, flips it over to first. That's going to retire McCarthy on a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Ketel Marte. For Marte, he's batting .251. He's got 10 homers and 45 runs batted in. Our friend Mick says, if you got to be a manager of an MLB team, who would you go with and why? It's a great question. And here comes the offering from Woodruff as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. And count is quickly 1-0 to Ketel Marte. I can tell you there's certain organizations that you would want to stay away from because they're notoriously cheap. And there's certain organizations that you want to go to as at least from a coaching perspective, and there's a changeup that's swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. So you want to get into a good spot. When you hear about certain things, and I'll talk about the teams, maybe not so much that are what I would call the cheap teams, certainly the ones that like to take care of their staffs and take care of their players, as a fastball is taken under the hands for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. A name that I keep hearing coming up is the Atlanta Braves organization. Atlanta Braves has for the last number of years, really done a good job with their player development, also with their signings, their trades. They don't make too many poor moves. Their scouting system's pretty good. As the breaking ball misses down to Marte, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So they would have to be somebody that you would want to consider. And, of course, the New York Yankees is another one. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on its pop foul. I hear nothing but good things about the Boston Red Sox organization. They take care of their staff, and they take care of their players as well. There are certain organizations that you kind of want to avoid. And as I said, I'm not going to mention those ones here, but I think our friend Mick has tossed one out, at least in the chat. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded down the first baseline, and it gets past the diving Tellez. Rounding first and heading to second is Marte. Here comes the throw, but it's not going to be in time. It squirts away from Willy Adames as he tracks it down, but Ketel Marte has himself a double with 2 away here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Christian Walker. It was a great effort by the first baseman, Tellez, who had to dive to his left. Just wasn't able to knock it down. That ball there, I'm sorry, was that Tellez who was over at first base? Maybe you have to, Tellez is the DH. It's Keston Hiura who's the first baseman tonight. And Hiura, the way that ball had skipped over the bag, it just was out of his reach. Actually, by the time he was diving toward it, it was already in foul territory when it bounded past the bag in fair territory. So here's Walker to the plate. He's batting .233. He's got 30 homers and 73 runs batted in. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Christian Walker. As I said earlier, we are going to be calling some Japanese stuff this weekend. The challenge is right now is because I'm not in my normal hunts, I'm on the East Coast. It will be a different game and a different time. I'm not sure exactly which one we're going to add to our schedule. There's a fastball swung on. This is belted to deep left field, and this ball is going to carry, and it's gone. A home run for Christian Walker, and that has put the Diamondbacks up here early with a 2-0 lead. So all the damage right now coming with 2 out in the first inning. After Woodruff was able to retire Rojas and McCarthy, the 2-out double by Marte, and now the home run by Walker. Now the Diamondbacks ahead here 2-0. I know our friend Quaffs is pretty excited because he's pretty much a regular Diamondback fan. There's another young fellow who sometimes pops in the stream when we do the Diamondbacks, and that is Cody. I'm not sure where he's at tonight, but I know he's pretty jazzed when we do the games. So 2-0 for the Diamondbacks, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Dalton Varsho. For Varsho, he's batting .239, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. He's got 18 homers and 58 runs batted in. The Brewers lineup tonight, we haven't given you their defensive alignment from left field to right field across your YouTube stream. As Woodruff kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. Across your dial from left to right, or from your screen, it's Yelich in left field. The center fielder tonight is Garrett Mitchell. The right fielder is Hunter Renfroe, and from first to third, it is Keston Hiura. The second baseman is Colton Wong. Willy Adames at short. And the third baseman is Jace Peterson. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Varsho has been retired on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here after 1 complete. Well, the Diamondbacks got themselves a couple of runs early, 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete in Arizona. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 2 and the Milwaukee Brewers. No score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with the call at the top of the 2nd inning. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll be right back after this. be right back, everybody. Steve Rademacher checking in, and we appreciate you there, Steve, but nobody told us you can't do that. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with the call of the top of the second inning. Welcome back, everybody. It is Merrill Kelly back on the hill. He's going to be facing Colton Wong, Keston Hiura, and Jace Peterson to begin the top of the second inning. And the first offering from Kelly is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For Colton Wong, he is batting .253 on the year. He's got 11 homers and 37 runs batted in. Bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Kelly, who delivers a breaking ball. It's swung on. It's tapped softly over to the first base side. Kelly fields it. He underhand flips it to first, and that is going to retire Wong on a ground out. 1-3 for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Keston Hiura. Well, for Hiura, he's hitting from .247. He's got 14 homers and 29 runs batted in. This is a much-needed bounce-back campaign for the Milwaukee first baseman. A couple of years ago, he had a pretty decent start to his big league career. Last year, he found himself on a shuttle between Milwaukee and their AAA ball club, as there was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Here, batting from the right side, he's got a close stance. He stands deep in the batter's box against the right-handed throwing Kelly, who now rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. Our friend DW says the Milwaukee Brewers really aren't the same team since Ryan Braun has left them. And I have to agree with you in some regards, because Ryan Braun was definitely I would say maybe not a five-tool player. He didn't really steal the bases in the latter part of his career. He was definitely an important part of that Brewer lineup. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Here it is, retired on strikes for the second out of the inning. And once he was gone, the money they poured into Christian Yelich, they expected Yelich to be the same type of player, and he's really not been the same guy since he fractured his kneecap. Yelich is a nice player, but he's not worth the money that they're paying him, I don't believe, at the moment. And hopefully he can rebound, because he's still young enough to be able to do that. So here comes the left-handed hitting Jace Peterson to the plate, as there's two gone here. And now Kelly just steps off the backside of the rubber, and he's going to reset himself. And now he goes into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. When I was thinking about the Brewers, I also was thinking about the Cincinnati Reds the other day. Obviously, both teams being in the National League Central, as there's a fastball that misses down, and the count's now 2-0 to Peterson. And I was thinking about Joey Votto and the big contract that the Reds have locked up in him. And once Joey Votto comes off the books, in another year or two's time, there's going to be a number of young players that'll be coming on the scene. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Dalton Varsho, and that's another two-out single here, as that is going to be put Peterson aboard, and that'll bring up the catcher, Victor Caratini. To finish my point with regards to the contract of Joey Votto, I think of Christian Yelich, very same thing. The Brewers need to have a marquee player, and they lock somebody up. I can also think about Salvador Perez in that situation. So once Salvador Perez comes off the books for the Kansas City Royals, one would have to think that Bobby Witt Jr. might be the guy that they're going to lock up long term. So here's Victor Caratini to the plate, as Caratini bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Kelly, and he takes a fastball outside for ball one. Caratini hitting .205 with 8 homers and 24 RBIs. That's from the left side against the right-handed throwing Kelly. As Kelly gets the side, he checks the runner. And now he works to the set position. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. The runner is on the move. Ball's lifted into straightaway center field. Camping out underneath it is Alec Thomas, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Brewers in their half of the second inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. We're through 1.5 in the desert. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 2 and the Milwaukee Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys all for being here. There's another one of our musical tunes to keep you instead. Here we go. 2-0 for the Diamondbacks. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call. The bottom of the second inning. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're about to the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Corbin Carroll, Carson Kelly, and Alec Thomas to face the right-hander Brandon Woodruff. I'm interested to see Corbin Carroll. He's been called up since the last time we've done a Diamondback game, just as I'm excited to see Garrett Mitchell, who's been up with the Brewers for a little bit now. Both of the young players were top prospects in both of those organizations, getting the call before the September 1st call-ups. So getting a chance to see those two players swing the bat. They say Corbin Carroll can outright fly. He's batting .300 on the early going. He takes a first pitch breaking ball outside for a called strike, actually. The umpire went up with the right hand. So no balls and one strike. Carroll 3 for 10. Those 5 RBIs in his first major league action as he swings and fouls a fastball away, and the count's now 0-2. Saw him run, and they say he can absolutely fly. He gets the start in left field tonight. We showed a situation on the highlight reel the other day when the Diamondbacks were playing, I think it was the Phillies, and he was able to score from first on a double, and he was absolutely in another gear. And here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. Carroll batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Woodruff. And so I'm not sure what I could think about Carroll. I would have thought, I hadn't really looked at his numbers and looked at his specs. He's only 5'10" and 165 pounds. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-2. So not knowing his specs before we got here, I was really, really surprised. He was originally a first-round pick of the Diamondbacks from Lakeside High School in Seattle, Washington. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a changeup swung on and missed, and Carroll is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Carson Kelly. Well, for Kelly on the year, he's batting .224. He's got 6 homers and 31 runs batted in. Can't read my own writing sometimes. 31 RBIs for the right-handed hitting Carson Kelly. Woodruff gets the sign from Caratini, and he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers a fastball that catches the upper part of the plate for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It's Jeremy Riggs behind the plate tonight calling the balls and strikes. Quinn Walcott is the first base umpire. Alan Porter is working second base, and in the rocking chair at third is Ryan Addition. Riggs has had a very generous strike zone so far in this one. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. There used to be an old saying many years ago that if a major league game ends in under 2 hours, the rest of the crew would have to buy dinner for the home plate umpire. But if the game went more than 4 hours, the home plate umpire had to buy the rest of the crew dinner. Well, I think in today's baseball, there's probably a lot more games that go over 4 hours that end up under 2. As there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. I don't know the average time of a major league game. I was looking at the Japanese league. 3 hours and 8 minutes is the average time in the NPB for a ball game. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. As it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 to Kelly. I have to say the quick tempo and pace of the ball games are noticed on two things, or where the game is slowed down, it's on two things. It's usually about 2 minutes in between innings. At the major league level, you're about 60 seconds and they're ready to go in the Japanese league. They run on and off the field. They don't waste a whole lot of time. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It is fielded on the backhand side by Peterson. He throws across the diamond. It's picked up by Hira. That's going to retire Carson Kelly on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Alec Thomas. The other part of the game where we see it slows down are the pitching changes. And it's not the pitching changes so much in between innings. It's the pitching changes in between innings where they have to get the guy out of the bullpen. And he makes his way to the mound, and he's got to get his warm-up tosses. And it just seems to add more time to the ball game than we're normally used to or accustomed to. And here comes the first pitch to Thomas. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's in the corner. Yelich is going to pick it up, and cruising into second base safely is Thomas with a 2-out double. So back-to-back innings for Woodruff, and back-to-back innings. It's a 2-out double by the Diamondbacks. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Geraldo Perdomo. I have to say, that was a good piece of hitting by Thomas. It was a fastball that was up around the belt. He stayed inside the ball, went the other way with it down the left field line. The ball kicked around a little bit into the corner, and Yelich had to go in and get it. That's holding Thomas with the double. So Perdomo steps to the plate. He's batting .189. He's got 4 homers and 33 runs batted in. Perdomo bats from the left side. As he waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Woodruff. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Diamondbacks at 61-68, 7 games below 500. I would have said at the beginning of the year, if you would have asked me that they were going to be 7 games below 500 through August, I would have laughed. But I have to tip my hat to the Snakes. They're playing very good baseball. There's a ball that swung out and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. They are definitely a team on the rise. Our friend Mick in the last inning said his parlay is done with that hit earlier on there, or the 2-run homer in the first inning. I'm not sure what he had, but certainly can blow your ticket up in a big hurry as Woodruff does the inside spaghetti move, and it forces Perdomo back to second. For those of you who are new here to the channel, or if you haven't listened before, we've been giving our Japanese stuff some looks. We've been making our predictions, letting people know what we have and what we think we've got for the games. As there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2 to Perdomo. My prediction generally is I like to say, if you're 66% on your picks in the baseball games, you're doing pretty good. We're just a hair below that right now. I think we're at 63%. But if you're doing 70 or above, you're pretty much money. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded. That's going to get through the 6-hole into left field. Rounding third and heading home is Thomas. And again, the damage is done with 2 outs, as that's an RBI single for Perdomo. He's going to get himself an RBI as Thomas comes around to score, and that's going to make the score now 3-0 for the Diamondbacks in the second inning. Well, that'll bring up the top of the order in Josh Rojas. Rojas coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to left field his first time up. Again, another good piece of hitting there by Perdomo. So back-to-back good approaches by the Diamondbacks. The fastball that was driven the opposite field by Alec Thomas, and then Perdomo goes the other way and hits it through the shift. So Rojas at the plate, now waiting on the offering from Woodruff, and there's a changeup that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. Perdomo has 6 stolen bases on the year, but in my world, I think this is an opportunity for him to try to get the bag. If he could get himself into scoring position, Rojas can swing the stick. If he gets thrown out, you got your leadoff hitter coming up. And now they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. So 1 ball and no strikes to Rojas. As Woodruff works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and pop foul down the third base line. Count goes even at 1-1. The poll today that we offered up on our channel is we said, who is the greatest Japanese player to play in the MLB? And you got 2 choices. You got Ichiro and you got Shohei Ohtani. Curious to see what people think in their minds who the best player was. I think the chapters on Ohtani are not finished yet. He's got a lot more chapters to be written. As they throw over to first base, and again diving back in time is the base runner Perdomo. Our friend Josh S. says the D-backs have been playing like they have something to prove lately. The Diamondbacks definitely are a team that's going to be on the rise. You're going to have to keep them circled for next year. I think if they added 1 or 2 pieces, there goes the runner down to second base, and it's not going to be in time as the throw from Caratini. Caratini threw off a 1 knee, and it was an easy stolen base by Perdomo, as he has got himself into scoring position here with 2 out. We're going to get a look at the replay. The ball ended up short hopping and coming underneath the glove, and it ended up hitting, looks like Perdomo, either in the ribs or in the chin. I'm not sure exactly where. He lost the scouting report out of his pocket. But he's at second base. That last pitch to Rojas was a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Rojas. So Woodruff getting his sign from Caratini. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped in front of home plate. Caratini comes out, and he makes the play, but he's got a chance to get nobody anywhere. It's going to be an infield single for Rojas. It's going to advance Perdomo over to third, and the Diamondbacks still have something brewing here as Jake McCarthy steps to the plate. So an infield single for Rojas. Puts runners on the corners with McCarthy coming to the plate. McCarthy had an absolutely fantastic month of August. He had 19 RBIs in the month of August. That led all rookies in Major League Baseball, and he had 8 stolen bases, which tied him for the most in the month. He's got 12 on the year, does McCarthy, and we said that given a full season, he's got a chance next year to be a 2020 guy. I think that's, I'm not going to say that's going to be easy, but I'm going to say that's the good chance. If you really put it into gear, does he have a chance to be a 30-30 guy? Well, the pitching coach had come out to the mound, and the conference is now over with his starter Woodruff. As he's returning to the dugout, Jake McCarthy stepping in here. He's now got his average has slipped to 286 now on the year as he grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. So the runner Rojas establishes his lead at first, and now Caratini has gone out to give the first and third defense. As the right-hander Woodruff ready to go back at it now. Here comes the first offering to McCarthy as he holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball at 96 taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 3-0. The Diamondbacks have the lead here in the second inning. They've come out firing tonight. after getting absolutely pounded last night by the Phillies. And here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a changeup that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. McCarthy wears a protective piece over his left elbow and his right elbow and his right tricep. He waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering now from the righty Woodruff. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, but they say it's hit him. And McCarthy's going to get first base. Boy, if you're going to get hit by a pitch like that, that's probably the 97-mile-an-hour pitch you want to get hit by. It looked like it just grazed him. That is going to load the bases. I want to see that one again on the replay because to me it hardly looked like it got him. But if you're getting hit by 97, that's the one you want. It's going to advance Rojas over to second. Perdomo is still at third, and it brings Ketel Marte to the plate. Well, for Marte tonight, he doubled with 2 out in the first inning. He got the inning going in the first inning, and that was followed up by a Christian Walker home run. So he bats here with the bases loaded and 2 gone. As Woodruff holds set, now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. So the Diamondbacks are looking to make some noise. The Brewers are just looking to hang around here in the playoffs. I think their best chance, if the Brewers are going to make the playoffs, is through the wild card, because they are starting to slip away from the Cardinals in the Central. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball at 96. It misses down for ball 2, and it's now 2-0 to Marte. There's nowhere to put Marte. The bases are full of Diamondbacks. Right-hander again, ready to go back at it. A chance for the Diamondbacks to blow this thing apart early. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. As Woodruff delivers a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, the left-handed hitting. Marte waiting here. He's a switch hitter, is Marte, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now gone even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marte, the switch hitter, hitting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Woodruff. And he delivers a fastball, take it for a called third strike. He kind of waved at that half-heartedly and pulled back, but that's a called third strike by the home plate umpire. That is going to do it here. He is gone for out number 3. Well, the Diamondbacks got a run in the inning on 3 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We're now through 2 complete in Arizona. It is the Diamondbacks 3, the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 3rd inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight. Here is some more music because I can't give you our general infomercials. We'll talk about that when we get back. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the third inning, and that is going to be Garrett Mitchell, Christian Yelich, and Willy Adames to come to bat for the Brewers. Garrett Mitchell, as I said before, I'm excited to see him play. I've not seen him yet in a Brewer uniform. He's getting the start in center field. This is his sixth game of his big league career. He's got himself 11 plate appearances. He's 2 for 9 with a homer and 5 RBIs. Also has a couple of walks. He was considered to be one of the top prospects in the Milwaukee organization. And here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and in for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Mitchell originally was the Brewers' first-round pick out of the University of California, Los Angeles, or most of us know as UCLA. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even to 1-1. That was back in the 2020 draft, 20th overall pick by the Brew Crew. He is 23 years old. He'll be turning 24 in 3 days. He was born in Orange, California, a baseball area that has produced a lot of ball players in that area. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field, and camping out underneath it is the left fielder Thomas, who makes the catch. And that is going to retire. Sorry, that's Corbin Carroll out there. I had it flipped around. It's going to retire Mitchell for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Christian Yelich. Well, for Yelich tonight, he is 0 for 1. He's grounded out to second his first time up. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Merrill Kelly. As Kelly rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. And then there's a breaking ball that misses up, and the count is 1-0. I saw a graphic earlier, and they were saying, I forget exactly when the date was. It was either from July to current, and that Merrill Kelly, Justin Verlander, and Zach Gallen have the best records in the National League. So there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. I saw Merrill Kelly pitch against the Giants. I think he went 8 strong innings, left the game, and then the Diamondbacks went sideways for him in the 9th. It was an Ian Kennedy home run that ended up costing the Diamondbacks the game as a fastball swung on and missed. The count's now 1-2 to Yelich. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is not the time, if you're a Brewer fan, to see the Brew Crew start to go into a swoon. They need to get as many wins as they can. They got to stay in the hunt here. They're 2.5 games back of the Padres in the wild card. If I remember off the top of my head, there's another game after that to the Phillies. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Yelich stood there and watched that one go by for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to Willy Adames. It's the second strikeout of the ballgame for Merrill Kelly. I'm not really sure what Yelich was looking at. Usually they always say look away and react in. And if he was looking away, I don't know what he was looking at, because that pitch caught a lot of the plate middle and away. So 2 gone, and Willy Adames, who steps to the plate, is 1 for 1 tonight, as he takes a fastball inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Adames has a single. He's raised his average to 232. He's waiting here on the offering from Kelly, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Kelly rocks into the motion and he delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. The thing I like about the Diamondbacks is that it's pretty much a young team, so there's a lot to get excited about. The experience that they're getting this year is only going to bode well for them for next year. As Kelly rocks into the motion, and here's the 1-2. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, racing back on the warning track, and making the catch up against the fence is Dalton Varsho. What a catch by him. And that is going to do it, as Adames sent that one a long way, just not long enough, and he is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2.5 in Arizona. It is the Diamondbacks 3 and the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate y'all for checking in with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Brewers lineup. That means Rowdy Tellez, Hunter Renfroe. Oh, check that. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. We already had the top of the third. It's going to be Christian Walker, Dalton Varsho, and Corbin Carroll. A little mix-up in my paperwork here. It would have been kind of neat to see the Brewers come back to bat again. So Walker, Varsho, and Carroll. Walker homered the 2-run variety back in the first inning. His 31st of the year to go with 75 runs batted in. He opened up the scoring for the Diamondbacks. The D-backs added another one in the second. As the first pitch fastball swung on it is belted into deep right field. Moving back on it is the right fielder Renfroe, who makes the catch, and that is going to do it. 1 pitch and 1 away here in the third inning. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Dalton Varsho. Well, Varsho, 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. Batting from the left side, he made that fantastic catch to end the top of the third inning. As that ball was driven right to the warning track, he had made the grab on the Willie Adames liner. The ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Varsho. Varsho entered the game hitting .239. His averages dropped a point. He's shown some pop in the stick, and there's another fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher, Caratini. He nods in agreement, and now he's ready to go to work. He rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to the third baseman, Peterson, who's moved over into the sixth hole. He fields it and fires the first. And that is going to retire Varsho on a ground out 5-3 for out number 2. But this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Woodruff in the first 2 innings was able to retire the first 2 batters he faced. And that's where everything went sideways. 2 out rallies. A 2-run homer by Walker in the first, and the RBI single by Perdomo to knock in Alek Thomas in the second inning. It's got the Diamondbacks up on that 3-0 lead. As here comes the offering. It is a changeup that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Carroll tonight struck out his first time up. From the left side against the right-handed throwing Woodruff. And here comes the 0-1. There's a fastball that misses down and in. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Carroll. He's now 3 for 11 in his big league career, as he faces the right-hander here. Is a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. I remember the Philadelphia Phillies and Toronto Blue Jay Hall of Famer Roy Halladay, early in his career, he had all kinds of trouble trying to put that third batter away, get the first 2 outs quickly, and he had difficulties getting the third one. There's a fly ball lifted to deep left field. Racing back is Yelich, and he makes the catch as he's on the warning track. And that is going to retire Carroll for the third out of the inning. He sent it away as he went the other way with it. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete in the desert. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 3, the Milwaukee Brewers no score. Stick around. We'll be back with the top of the 4th in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in here tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call at the top of the 4th inning. 3-0 Diamondbacks. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Rowdy Tellez, Hunter Renfroe, and Colton Wong to face the right-hander Merrill Kelly. Tellez tonight 0 for 1. He bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. All of the Diamondback damage has come with 2 outs in this ball game. The first 2 innings. The Diamondbacks certainly able to capitalize on the doubles by both Ketel Marte and Alek Thomas after 2 outs. So Tellez here standing in, ready to face the first pitch from Kelly as he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As I mentioned the first time through the order, some potent offense there between Adames, Tellez, and Renfroe. All in the power department. Certainly Renfroe will have to pick up the pace a little bit in the month of September, but all have a chance to hit 30 homers for the Brewers. Yes, here comes the offering from the right-hander. It's a fastball that just misses down, and the count is 1-1. Some interesting stats we've picked up on tonight. Spencer Strider, most of the games are all done except for the game in Boston between the Rangers and the Red Sox. All the other games are now finals. There's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 2-1. Spencer Strider improved his record to 9-4 for the Braves as they beat the Rockies 3-0, but he set an Atlanta Brave record tonight. He struck out 16 batters in that one. He was absolutely on fire. Here's the 2-1 offering. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. Saw Spencer Strider pitch early in the year for the Braves against the Padres. In a game in San Diego, he came out of the bullpen, and he was absolutely electric. When I first saw him, he reminded me his lower half of Walker Buehler, just the way that worked. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped over to the right side of the infield. It is fielded by the shift by Rojas, who's playing to the right side of second base, and that's going to retire Tellez on a ground out 5-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the right fielder Hunter Renfroe. As we look at the out-of-town scoreboards, we said the Rangers and the Red Sox are in the bottom of the 9th inning at Fenway. It's 8-5 for Texas. Boston is batting in their half of the 9th inning. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and lined into center field, and Hunter Renfroe's got himself a base hit. So he's got a 1-out single, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Colton Wong. The final scores from around the MLB, it's not a full slate of games today. There was only 8 on the docket. The Seattle Mariners completed their sweep of the Detroit Tigers as they knocked off the Tigers at Comerica Park 7-0 today. Logan Gilbert got his 11th win of the year for the Mariners. Eduardo Rodriguez took the loss. He's 3-4 for Detroit. The White Sox took care of the Royals 7-1 today in Chicago. Johnny Cueto got his 7th win against 6 losses. So here comes the first offering to Colton Wong as Kelly comes set. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Wong. The Nationals had to go extra innings to beat the Athletics today. Hunter Harvey got the win in relief. 7-5, the Nats beat the Athletics. And here's the pitch from the right-hander Kelly. It is a ground ball hit over to the left side of the infield. A nice play by the third baseman Rojas, who dives to his left, fields it, throws to second for 1, back to first, a double play. What a play by Rojas. That's going to go as a 5-4-3 double play. Check that, a 5-6-3 double play because of the shortstop's position on second base. And that is going to do it here for the Brewers in their half of the 4th inning. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through 3.5. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 3 and the Milwaukee Brewers no score. Stick around. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. It's the bottom third of the batting order slated to come to bat for the Diamondbacks here in their half of the fourth inning. Carson Kelly, Alec Thomas, and Geraldo Perdomo. You face the right-hander Brandon Woodruff. It's not been an easy go for Woodruff so far in the first three innings. Though he was able to get himself a 1-2-3 inning in the third. He's now retired 4 in a row. It is Tyrone Taylor who's entered the ball game into left field. So I wonder what's happened to Christian Yelich. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. So we'll have to get an update. The deal with Yelich is as he has left the ball game. Kelly 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up. We were checking out the scoreboard from around Major League Baseball. Other games, as Woodruff rocks into the delivery, and it is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-1. The New York Mets at home beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 5-3. Chris Bassett got the win for the Mets. He improved his record to 12-7. Chris Martin in relief took the loss for the Dodgers. There's a fastball that misses down and in. The count is now 2-1. The Baltimore Orioles knocked off the Cleveland Guardians today. Shane Bieber took the loss in that one. He's 8-8. Bradish got the win for the Orioles. He's 3-5. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Kelly. The other game was the Braves and the Rockies. It was 3-0, a two-hitter. And Strider was involved with Kenley Jansen, got his 31st save for the Braves. Chad Kuhl took the loss for the Rockies in that one, but 16 strikeouts by Strider. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 3-2 to Kelly. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As I say, pretty impressive stuff when you've got what Spencer Strider is doing. There was talk about the Braves limiting his innings in Atlanta. So I'm not sure what you would do with that. Might not put him in the bullpen. Have him piggyback. There's a fastball that misses outside, and Kelly's going to get himself a leadoff walk here in the fourth inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Alec Thomas. Well, for Thomas, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He doubled and scored a run his first time up. He's raised his average up to 251. He's got those 8 homers and 35 runs batted in. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Brandon Woodruff. He holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a changeup that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Alec Thomas, another one of those young players in the Diamondback organization. He was a second-round pick in the 2018 draft out of Mount Carmel High School in Chicago, Illinois. He was a 22-year-old. As Woodruff kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. The shortstop Adames to second for 1, but not in time to get the speedy Thomas. It's going to be a fielder's choice, erasing Carson Kelly 6-4. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Thomas reaches safely on the fielder's choice. Then they'll bring up the shortstop, Geraldo Perdomo. Well, for Perdomo tonight, he's 1 for 1. He singled and knocked in a run in his first time up. He's also stolen a base. So Perdomo's raised his average up to 191 on the year with that hit in the second inning. Perdomo wearing the red, white, and blue American colors on his forearm pad, native of the Dominican Republic. He's only 22 years old. He'll be 23 in another month's time. So there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Perdomo. Perdomo was signed out of the Dominican Republic back in years ago. He's now 22 years old, as we said. Had that information up in front of me, but I guess I don't. They Throw over to first base, and Alec Thomas gets back safely. He's been in the Diamondback organization since 2017. He was a 17-year-old in the Dominican Summer League for the Diamondbacks. And he went to the Hillsboro Hops, and he also played with the rookie ball team in Arizona for the Diamondbacks that year. And he's slowly skipped along in the organization at every level of play. Career 267 minor league hitter. Can run in the minor leagues. It's a fastball that's now run the count to 0-2 on Perdomo. So Woodruff getting the sign from Caratini, and he works set at the belt. Again, they throw over to first base, and again getting back safely is Alec Thomas. This might be a good pitch to run on here. Could be maybe a strike him out, throw him out situation, but Caratini on his first opportunity isn't able to gun down Perdomo. Here comes the 0-2. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Perdomo is gone down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That is the fourth strikeout registered in our books for Brandon Woodruff, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Josh Rojas. And still in my mind, I would have thought that they would have maybe tried to steal him over there, or certainly even in this one, give Alec Thomas the green light to go. He's only got 4 stolen bases on the year, but he does run fairly well. Here comes the first pitch from Woodruff, but instead he throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner, Alec Thomas. The score here is 3-0 for the Diamondbacks. They got 2 in the first on the 2-run homer by Christian Walker. They added to their lead in the bottom of the second inning with a 2-out double by Alec Thomas and the single by Perdomo, and that's where we stand at 3-0 Arizona. So Woodruff holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It is a changeup swung on and missed. The count quickly goes to 0-1 on Rojas. Rojas 1 for 2 tonight. He singled his last time up. He's also flown to left field from the left side against the right-handed throwing Woodruff. Woodruff gets his sign from Caratini, and he works set. And now he delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we said before, it was 106 degrees Fahrenheit at first pitch in the desert. And for those of you who have never been to Arizona for a game, it's a great place to see a ball game. That was with the roof closed. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lifted into left field. And moving over underneath it is Tyrone Taylor. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Diamondbacks in their half of the 4th inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 3, the Milwaukee Brewers, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 5th inning. In just a couple of moments, this game's got a little bit of zip to it. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Keston Hiura, Jace Peterson, and Victor Caratini coming to bat for the Brewers in their half of the fifth inning. As we mentioned, Christian Yelich was replaced by Tyrone Taylor at bottom half of the fourth inning defensively. We didn't get an update as to why Yelich has left the ball game. Looked like when he had caught that ball in left field, he was moving a little bit gingerly after that one there, but I'll have to pick that up and see exactly what the cause was why he left the ball game. So here are Peterson and Caratini to come to bat. So Taylor will hit in Yelich's spot in the top of the order. And he is coming to bat. So here comes the first pitch from Kelly. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the left side of the infield. It's fielded by Ketel Marte on the backhand side. He fires to first. It's going to be a ground out 6-3 to retire here on the first pitch he sees. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Jace Peterson. Well, for Peterson tonight, he is 1-for-1. He singled his first time up. He's raised his average to 258. So the left-handed hitting third baseman comes to bat here against Merrill Kelly for the second time tonight. On the offering as he rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. As we said at the early going here, Jeremy Riggs has got a very favorable zone for the pitchers tonight. As here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a changeup that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1 to Peterson. That will help the game go a little bit quicker. Strikes and outs make the game go quicker, and that's what Jeremy Riggs is doing tonight. He's got the right hand working on anything that's fairly close. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-2 to Peterson. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kelly very efficient in his outing tonight. I would think that he's probably, at this rate, going to go at least 7 or maybe even 8 innings. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. 47 pitches for the right-hander through the first 4. He's been around the zone. He throws strikes. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. In fact, in this one here tonight, he hasn't walked anybody. And there's a fastball swung on it, is lined into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So Peterson with his second single of the evening. He's 2 for 2, and that's going to bring up Victor Caratini here with 1 gone. So for Caratini tonight, he is 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his first time up. His average has dropped to 204 on the year. He bats from the left side. Does the switch hitting Caratini against the right-hander Merrill Kelly. He definitely is a double play candidate if they can keep the ball on the ground here, but they throw the ball over to first base, and diving back in time is Peterson. Peterson can run a little bit. He's got 10 stolen bases on the year, so he's worth keeping an eye on over at first base. And again, they throw over, and again, diving back in time is the runner Peterson. Kelly ready to go back at it again. He gathers his sign from his catcher, Carson Kelly. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a changeup that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Caratini. Look at this Brewers club, and I'm thinking, for all intents and purposes, the offensive window seems to be closing for this ball club. I like their pitching staff, but they got to do a little bit of work to tweak the hitters, that's for sure. There's a fastball that misses inside. They appeal down to the third base umpire, right addition. He goes up with the right hand. Caratini felt Caratini had went. The count is now 1-1. But I say the window's closing. Christian Yelich is not the producer or the player that they thought they had when they signed him that big contract. Of course, we said the fractured kneecap has slowed him down. There's a ground ball tapped back to the pitcher. Kelly comes off the mound and he tags Caratini. It's going to go down as a ground out to 1. It's going to advance Peterson over to second base. Probably more likely in the books as a fielder's choice to 1. if you're officially keeping score. So he is retired for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell. Well, for Mitchell tonight, he's 0 for 1. He flew up to left field his first time up. His average now on the year is 200. That means he's 2 for 10. So he digs himself in, waiting here on the first pitch from Merrill Kelly. As the right-hander works set, he checks Peterson at second and kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Garrett Mitchell. As I said at the outset of the stream tonight, the 2 players I'm most interested in seeing is Mitchell and Corbin Carroll for the Diamondbacks. Both of these players have been recently called up. Less than 10 games each under their belts. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As it's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitchell. Mitchell batting from the left side. He waggles the bat. Kelly now comes set. He checks the runner over at second base. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that the home plate umpire says was foul tipped into the mid of the catcher. That runs the count now to 1-2. I don't know if I saw that or not, but a good call by home plate umpire Jeremy Riggs if that is the case. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mitchell. He's got that slightly open stance waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Merrill Kelly. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Mitchell is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Brewers in their half of the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 4.5. It is the Diamondbacks 3, the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is going to be Jake McCarthy, Ketel Marte, and Christian Walker to come to bat for the Diamondbacks, as they are going to be facing Brandon Woodruff, who is on for his 5th inning work. All the damage had come in the first 2 innings. A 2-run shot by Christian Walker with 2 out in the first. And everything got going again with 2 out in the 2nd inning as Alek Thomas had doubled. Was singled home by Geraldo Perdomo. And that increased the lead to 3-0, and that's where we sit here, moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the first pitch delivered is a changeup swung on and missed by Jake McCarthy. The count is quickly 0-1. McCarthy tonight 0 for 1. He's grounded to the pitcher, and he's been hit by a pitch. He's batting .286 on the year. He's ready on the offering here from Woodruff, who kicks and delivers. It is a changeup that bounces up to the plate for a ball, and the count is 1-1. 69 pitches through the first 4 innings. The Milwaukee right-hander, I would have to think if he got through beyond the 6th inning, it would be amazing. I just don't see that happening tonight here for Woodruff. Here's the 1-1. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to McCarthy. I was saying in the last couple innings about the Diamondbacks and just the upside, especially another year of experience with this team under their belt. As there is a fastball swung on, its chopped back to the pitcher. And that is going to retire McCarthy for the second time tonight on a ground out 1-3. As he is retired here for out number 1. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Ketel Marte. Well, for Marte, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled and scored a run in the first inning when he was brought home on the Christian Walker homer, and he struck out looking with the bases loaded in the second. That's from the left side against the right-handed throwing Woodruff. Does the switch hitter Marte. As Marte rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Marte waiting here on the offering again now from Woodruff, who rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Marte came over to the Diamondbacks in a trade with the Seattle Mariners a few years back. Ketel Marte has blossomed. He finished 4th in MVP balloting in the 2019 season. He was an all-star. As there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line, and it's going to be caught in foul territory as Tyrone Taylor runs into the wall, and that is going to retire Marte for the second out of the inning. I have to say, Taylor covered a lot of ground to have to get there, as he was able to get in there, and there's not a lot of real estate once you get into that part of the corner. Really narrows off quickly as Taylor makes the grab, and he's about 2 steps right to the fence, or at least to the wall in this case. So that's going to bring up the first baseman, Christian Walker, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He's homered, knocked in a couple of runs, and he's flown out to right field, and he takes a fastball inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. The home run by Walker in the first inning was his 31st of the year. He's got 75 RBIs. I would think he'd be hard-pressed to drive in 100 this year, but probably 95 is certainly within his reach. So there's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-0 to Walker. So 2 balls and no strikes. Walker, much like Jake McCarthy, wears a lot of padding on his lead arm, the elbow and the tricep protected. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count's now 3-0 to Walker. One thing that really impressed me about Walker when we saw him a couple of weeks ago is just how built he is in the lower half. From the waist down, he looks like he's got some strong legs. He's also got some strong forearms as well. It reminds me a little bit of the polar bear Pete Alonso with those forearms. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Woodruff looking to retire the side in order for the second time tonight here. As he rocks into the windup and delivers, it's a fastball that comes inside, and Walker unable to hold up on the pitch. He checks his swing. You can see he's not very happy. Woodruff has really pounded the ball inside on him here. It's going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Walker. As he turns away, he was really muttering to himself. They've attacked him inside. We'll see how they're going to try to finish him up if they can. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and in at 98 miles an hour. And Walker is aboard with a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up Dalton Varsho to the plate. Well, for Varsho tonight, he's 0 for 2. He's struck out and grounded out his 2 trips to the plate. He is batting .239, or at least entered the game hitting .239. It slipped to .238 now. He's got those 18 homers with 58 runs batted in. Walker is definitely not a threat to steal over at first base as the catcher Victor Caratini goes out to the mound to have a word with his right-hander. As we mentioned in our earlier part of our stream, we will be late announcing when we're going to be adding games to our schedule, as this is not our normal period. We are on the East Coast right now, so we'll try to add a couple of games in where we can. But more than likely tomorrow night we'll be adding the Japanese games back into the schedule. So more than likely midnight Eastern or 9 o'clock Pacific, or possibly 1 a.m. Eastern and 10 p.m. Pacific. We'll be adding a ball game in for tomorrow night. So here comes the offering. There is a changeup swung on and missed by Varsho, and the count is quickly 0-1. Varsho batting from the left side against the right-hander Woodruff here. He's grounded to third and struck out in his 2 trips. As Woodruff gets the sign from Caratini, and now he works set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a changeup that's swung on and tapped foul behind home plate. The count is now 0-2 to Varsho. Woodruff in the ball game tonight has 4 strikeouts so far in his first 4 2/3 innings of work. It was all the damage with 2 outs in the first and second inning that have put the Diamondbacks out in front with that 3-0 lead. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. As Woodruff kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in on it is Tyrone Taylor. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it as Varsho is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Diamondbacks in their half of the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 5 complete in Arizona. It is the Diamondbacks 3 and the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 6th when we return. Appreciate you guys for checking us out tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Tyrone Taylor, Willie Adames, and Rowdy Tellez to come to bat for the Brewers. In their half of the 6th inning, Taylor had replaced Christian Yelich defensively in the 4th inning. As Yelich had left the ballgame, we're just waiting on a report to hear what the issue was with the left fielder. As we said, it looked like he may have tweaked a knee or an ankle when he had made a catch on a fly ball back in the earlier going, and I'm not sure where it was. It was probably in the last half of the 3rd inning. It was the Corbin Carroll fly ball to left field that he had got onto the warning track, and he was moving a little gingerly after that, so that was the decision to take him out of the ball game. Taylor batting .220 on the year. Facing the first pitch from Merrill Kelly, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1. Taylor had been getting the start as the center fielder, and now that they have called up Garrett Mitchell, he has slid over into the sort of the 4th outfielder position. As here comes the offering from the righty, who delivers a changeup that swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Taylor. Taylor is 28 years old. His career high is 13 homers. He's a couple shy of his RBI career high. He's also got himself 19 walks. He's got a lot of career highs potentially in this season here. He's on the cusp of, as there's a breaking ball missing down, and the count is 1-2. This is the most amount of games he's ever played. This is his 96th game of the year for the Brewers. When you look at his offensive categories across the board, everything is rounding into his favor. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Taylor is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And he is retired for out number 1. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Willy Adames. Well, for Adames, he's 1 for 2. He's singled, was erased on a fielder's choice. He's flown out to right field. That fly ball out back in the 3rd inning was a fantastic play by Dalton Varsho to make the grab on the warning track as he ran into the fence to retire Adames. It was a line drive that just seemed to keep going and going and going. First pitch to him is a changeup that swung on and fouled away down the 3rd baseline, and the count is quickly 0-1. I have to say, Merrill Kelly has been in a really smooth groove here, able to keep the Brewer hitters off balance. 4 hits tonight so far for the Brewers in this one. As Adames swings through a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Carson Kelly has caught every game that we have seen the Diamondbacks play this year. I've never seen Varsho catch yet. He's been listed as one. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is line foul, and it is hooked into the first row. A man makes a nice barehanded catch. Big fella sitting there in the first row. It's kind of funny. When Taylor had made the catch in that last half inning, the big fella that was sitting there with the gal that he's with had something to say to Taylor. Well, he's got some more to say to him with a beautiful catch like that his next time out. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count's now 1-2 to Adames. But the crowd in Arizona tonight on a Thursday evening is a pretty sparse crowd. A lot of empty seats. Maybe it's just the people have dressed as empty seats to come to the game. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul on the 3rd base side, and the count remains at 1-2. The team that is out of the playoff hunt, well, shouldn't say that quite yet. That would be unfair. They're close to being out of the playoff hunt. There's a lot of room to have to go to catch up to some teams, as the Diamondbacks are not in that position right now. They are too many teams ahead of them. They're 61-68, 10.5 out of a wild card position. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Adames has gone down on strikes. 2nd strikeout of the inning by Merrill Kelly. That's going to leave it all up to Rowdy Tellez. The Brewers are 69-60. They're 2.5 back of the Padres for the final wild card spot. The Diamondbacks are 61-68. They're 10.5 back of the Padres. The San Francisco Giants are headed in the wrong direction. They have lost 7 straight. The first pitch to Tellez, it's a fastball swung on, is belted into deep right center field. Drifting over underneath it is the center fielder, Thomas. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Brewers in their half of the 6th inning. They go quietly as there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 5.5. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 3 and the Milwaukee Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this. Appreciate you guys for being here and checking us out tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half of the sixth inning. It's going to be Corbin Carroll, Carson Kelly, and Alec Thomas. That's the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order for the Diamondbacks tonight. Corbin Carroll 0 for 2 in this one. He's struck out and flown up to left field. His 2 trips to the plate. He is now 3 for 12 in his early career with the Diamondbacks. Brandon Woodruff ready to go back at it again. 85 pitches for the right-hander. There is a first pitch changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Carroll. As I said, I didn't really know. I heard a lot about Carroll. Hadn't seen him play. Saw his first to home speed the other night in the ball game. There's a fastball that misses down. The count is 1-1 on the highlights, but I really never put much stock into the physical size of the athlete. He's not a big guy. So this is neat to see. He's got some wheels. Something like he was up, speed was about 30 miles an hour going around the bases. There's a changeup swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2. So he's a left-handed hitter, the top prospect in the Diamondback organization at the time of his call-up. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. Its fastball swung on. This ball is lined the other way. It's going to be a base hit. Taylor's going to pick it up, and he fires it back in, and Carroll is aboard. A good piece of hitting by the left fielder of the Diamondbacks. He's got himself a single. That's going to bring up Carson Kelly. Well, Corbin Carroll, all of his wheels this season here, he has been with at the AAA level. He also had a rehab assignment a little bit with the Arizona League Diamondback organization, but he had 20 steals and 23 attempts with Amarillo in AA. He got the call right up from AA to the big leagues. And here comes the first offering to Carson Kelly. He takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Corbin Carroll, pretty quick to the big leagues here at the age of 21. So the right-hander Woodruff now works set. And now he kicks in and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's lined. It's off the glove of the shortstop, Adames, who leaps heading around second and making it into third is Carroll. Some heads-up base running by the young left fielder for the Diamondbacks. Nice try by Adames. He really got up the ladder. That's going to be a single by Kelly. He wasn't able to come up with it, and Carroll's able to go all the way around to third. As that ball had got away from Adames, it just got off the top of his glove. He really crawled the ladder. He just couldn't get up high enough. But that is where the speed of Carroll comes in, as he was able to read it, and he went all the way around over to third. As he is reached safely, that puts runners on the corners with nobody out, and it brings Alec Thomas to the plate. So here's the first pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Thomas today has been aboard twice. He's doubled and scored a run, and he reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. His average is stuck at 250 now on the year. As here comes the pitch from Woodruff, and it is a two-seam fastball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. Little backdoor run on that pitch from right-hander Woodruff. So 1 ball and 1 strike. That's the right-hander work set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It has popped up in foul territory. Coming back over toward the stands is the catcher and the third baseman, and it's going to be Jace Peterson who makes the catch. That is going to retire Alec Thomas for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop Geraldo Perdomo. There is action in the Milwaukee bullpen as Brent Suter is now up and throwing, the left-hander. So one would have to wonder, with Rojas and McCarthy slated to come to bat after Perdomo here, This be the end of the night for the right-hander Brandon Woodruff. And here's the first pitch as Perdomo squares the bunt, and he takes a 98-mile-an-hour fastball down and away for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Perdomo waiting here on the offering. He squares again to bunt. It's down the first base line. It is fielded by the first baseman Hira. He underhands it to the catcher, and they get Corbin Carroll. So they attempt a safety squeeze. Carroll down the line with his speed, and they're going to nail him at the plate. That's going to be a fielder's choice. He is erased on a great play by Hira, 3-2 for the second out of the inning. It'll advance Carson Kelly over to second. Perdomo is going to be at first. It was a decent bunt, but not quite good enough, as it was a really athletic play by Hira, who fielded the ball and backhand flipped it to the catcher, as Caratini was able to apply the tag right on the thigh of Carroll as he slid by. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Josh Rojas. Well, Rojas steps to the plate as the right-hander checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right center field. Racing back and looking up, and this ball is off the wall. They're waving around Perdomo. He's going to score all the way from first, hung up between second and third, and making his way back to second. Going to take a look to see if that cleared the park or not. The yellow line is the line that indicates a home run, but that's going to cash in. Carson Kelly from second scores Perdomo all the way from first. It's going to increase the lead to 5-0 now, as Rojas collects himself a couple of RBIs. Our friend Mick is in the house, and he says NPB picks. Well, we've got them posted up on our community page, so if you're thinking about what we got, you can go and check them out over there. So Rojas knocks in a pair. It's 5-0 now for the Diamondbacks. That brings up Jake McCarthy to the plate, but instead of Jake McCarthy, we are going to get ourselves a pitching change as Craig Counsell is out to the mound. They are going to the bullpen. It'll be Brent Suter here on relief, and maybe one left-handed batter a little too late. Suter is coming in here to face McCarthy. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back after this in just a couple moments. Appreciate you all for being with us. Pitching change in Arizona. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change, as it is going to be Brent Suter now entering the ball game to replace Brandon Woodruff. The left-hander is going to be making his 42nd appearance of the year. He's worked 52 2/3 innings. He's allowed 45 hits, 23 runs, 20 of which have been earned. He's walked 17 and struck out 41. He does have a record of 5-3 on the year. As we said, our friend Mick had asked in the stream if we have some NPB picks. And we do. We've got our picks on our community page that you're welcome to take a look at. We've got our friend the living room in the house. He's got some of the Blitz Bowl boys with him tonight. And we're looking forward to catching up with those guys tomorrow, as we are going to be out their way. So Jake McCarthy is coming to the plate to face the left-hander Suter. McCarthy tonight 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch as well. Both of his balls that he struck, he grounded back to the pitcher, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The lefty Suter has a herky-jerky delivery. He comes set, and then next thing you know, it's all legs and arms flying everywhere. And here comes the pitch. It is a 85-mile-an-hour, I guess, fastball that would be fouled away. Suter's not exactly the hardest of throwers from the left side. So no balls and 2 strikes. So lefty Suter leans in. He gets the sign from Caratini, and now he works set. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Taylor moving toward the line, makes the catch. And that is going to do it. But they've done some more damage, have the Diamondbacks here in the 6th inning. There were 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 6 complete. It is the Diamondbacks 5 and the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the 7th in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the Brewers batting order coming to bat. It'll be Hunter Renfroe, Colton Wong, and Keston Hiura to face the right-hander Merrill Kelly, who has been sparkling this evening, only allowing 4 hits. He's currently retired 5 straight Brewer batters in a row, as he is going to be facing Hunter Renfroe to get things going here in the 7th inning. One would have to think the best Diamondback closer is probably the pitcher on the mound in Kelly. He's got 71 pitches in his 6 innings of work. And one would have to think that he is definitely going to sniff the 8th inning with the way that he's pitched tonight. Are they going to let him be able to close this one out? Here comes the first offering to the right-handed hitting Renfroe, and it's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Graham says he's got some stuff for you. That's pretty cool. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There is a changeup that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Kelly gets his sign from his catcher, Carson Kelly, and he delivers a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. See, that's the part that I'm not a huge fan of. That pitch there, although they did reward Kelly, and Kelly has pitched well tonight. It's set up inside to Renfroe, but the pitch ended up being on the outside part of the plate. It wasn't really received well by the catcher, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-2 to Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe 1 for 2 on the evening. He had a single his last time up, but was erased in a double play. So there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And that is going to run the count at 2-2. Friend Mick says Oryx is major underdogs tonight. I forget who they're playing tonight. I have to go back and take a look. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that they've got I think it's Chiba that they're playing tonight and facing Oroke Sasaki. And I took whoever Sasaki was playing against. I just felt that it was not going to be his night tonight. That fastball was chopped foul. And And there was a fastball that missed for 3 balls and 2 strikes to Renfroe. So here comes the 3-2 from Kelly. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Looking here, the Buffaloes are playing the Marines tonight, and it is Roki Sasaki on the mound. And they do have, the odds are not in their favor, that is for sure. So we're picking the upset on that one, Mick. We're going with the Buffaloes. So here's the 3-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat now coming up for Hunter Renfroe. He's got himself a battle going on here against right-hander Merrill Kelly. So here comes the offering as Kelly delivers. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called third strike. Renfroe stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Colton Wong. So, yeah, Mick, we are calling the upset that Roki Sasaki is not going to get the win here tonight. He's asking if he should take the 1.5 as a safety measure. That might be a good decision. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. Really surprised that the Marines going into Fukuoka and sweeping the Hawks. I had kind of written off the Marines for dead, and here they are resurrecting themselves. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 2-0. Former big leaguer Leonis Martin on the weekend had to come back to the States, or they said he was coming back for personal reasons. I think it's sometimes in the Japanese league, that means that's code for you've been released. As a breaking ball swung on, is grounded over to second. It's fielded by Marte, and he throws to first, and Wong is retired on a ground out, 4-3. The second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Keston Hiura. That is now 7 in a row retired by the right-hander Kelly. As here it comes to the plate. He has a strikeout and a ground out in tonight's action. So batting from the right side against the right-hander Kelly, who gets the sign from Carson Kelly. For those of you who do have the interest in the late-night stuff, we do run our predictions for the NPB on our community page. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I was saying earlier on, the predictions, when you have to go out and you make your predictions, or at least when I make the predictions, I like to, my goal is always 70%. So there's the breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. When you're 70% on your predictions, you're doing above, usually 2/3 of the mark. That's where you want to live. I think we're at about 63 and change right now, if I remember correctly. A little bit of work to do, but it's early. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there is a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. The count runs to 1-2 on Hiura. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 from Kelly as he delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled straight back. The count remains to 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hiura. Just forward looking here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be Marte, Walker, and Varsho to come to bat. I'm not sure if that'll be the end of the night for the lefty suitor, but it probably is. Luis Perdomo is heating up in the bullpen for the Brewers as the right-hander delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. Living Room asked the question if we got to a Tigers game. Yeah, I went to the game the other night, the first game of the series against the Mariners. That would have been on Tuesday. I'll give you my reports there. I wasn't exactly the happiest of campers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So for those of you who are listening in and we do have a few of you that are listening in, and whether you're listening on delay or not, the frustrating part, I took my tablet to the game, and they were going to turn me back. They weren't going to let me into the ballpark because I had a tablet. So I guess there's some new Major League Baseball policies. There's a fastball that just misses inside. It's now 3-2 to Hira. And at Comerica Park in Detroit, they just don't want to let you take your tablets into the game. Tablets, GoPro I can understand. But the part that frustrated me is that as I'm standing outside and they're telling me, no, you can't bring your mobile device in here, they're running a commercial or a verbal commercial above that says, hey, we've got free Wi-Fi for you if you're bringing in your mobile device. So I'm saying to the guys, do you listen to your own commercials? I can bring in a mobile device and get free Wi-Fi, but you tell me I can't bring it in. So there's a fastball swung on and missed, and that's going to retire Hira on strikes for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board for the Brewers. I'll come back and finish my rant about the not being able to take my iPad in, but I could take my iPhone. Go figure. That'll do it here in the top of the seventh inning for the Brewers. We're moving to the bottom of the seventh. 5-0 for the Diamondbacks. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll be right back after this, and I'll continue on with what you can and can't take into some of the Major League parks. It's a little bit nutty. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half of the seventh inning, and there is a pitching change. As the Brewers are going to the bullpen, it's Luis Perdomo. It's his 8th appearance for the ball club. He's 1-0 with a 1.74 ERA. He's worked 10 in the third innings, allowed 2 walks, and struck out 3. I started in the last half inning. I was telling you about my experience about going to Comerica Park the other night. I haven't been there in probably 15 years. And they were going to turn me away because I had a tablet. I didn't even really use it. Anyway, the long and the short of it is that I was ticked off about is I said to my buddy, I go, well, I said, let's go to the other entrance. So we go down to the other entrance, and the guy, they call over the supervisor. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into deep right center field. Racing over and racing back on it is the right fielder, Renfroe, and he makes a basket catch on the warning track to retire Ketel Marte for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Christian Walker. So we go to a different gate, and the supervisor comes over, and he looks at me, and he says, yeah, you're not supposed to bring this in. And then he looks at me, he says, you know what? If anybody asks you, just tell them you came in at gate B. Well, gate B was the one who was denying me entry in the first place, so I said, sure, that works. So we never had any hassles the rest of the night. I was able to get around, but apparently they said only media can bring that in. I said, you got to be kidding me. That was absolutely unbelievable. So here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And as our friend in the living room says, a tablet is essentially a cell phone. It's true. You can actually get cell service on a tablet. I chose not to do that when I got it. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. I chose to get my tablet without the cell phone capabilities because you could actually make calls from your tablet. So here's the 1-1 pitch. There's the fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. I should have told him it was my phone. And then immediately trying to make a FaceTime call on my phone. So 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a fastball that swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. The count is now 2-2. I remember probably about 15 years ago sitting in a class at university, and I had my cell phone out and I was making notes as I had Word on my cell phone, and the professor got upset in the class. He's like, "Hey, gotta put your phone away. Stop texting." I said, "I'm not texting. I'm making notes." And he had no idea. He thought I was actually texting somebody. I said, "I'm not texting." There's a chopper hit down the third baseline. It gets by Perdomo. It is fielded by the third baseman Peterson, and they're not going to have a chance to get Christian Walker. He's going to get himself an infield single. So that's going to allow him to get aboard for the third time tonight. As Walker is now aboard, that's going to bring up the right fielder, Dalton Varsho. Our friend Steve Rademacher says he won his first wager Wednesday NCAA football game. Mizzou beat Louisiana Tech 52-17. A 35-point blowout. Congratulations to Steve Rademacher. I don't know how many more picks you've got this week. I'm starting to get interested once we get to the NFL. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first base. Hira knocks it down. It squirts away from him. He backhand flips it over to Perdomo covering, but it's not going to be in time. Let's see how they're going to score this one as Varsho is going to reach safely. That ball was smashed. He was able to knock it down, keep it in front, but Perdomo never got to the base. Hira was able to keep it in front of him. As he backhanded over, but safely there is Varsho. Let's see if they're going to rule that a base hit or if that's going to be an error charged to Hira. That's going to bring up Corbin Carroll to the plate, and there's a first pitch. That is fastball swung on its line down the left field line that is caught by Tyrone Taylor. That is going to retire him for the second out of the inning. That was an error charged to Hira. As Carroll is retired now for the second out. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Carson Kelly. Well, for Kelly tonight, he's 1 for 2. He's singled and scored a run. He's also walked in the ball game. I think about that because I was in Seattle about 4 weeks ago, less than 4 weeks ago, and I had my tablet with me, and I was able to get all kinds of good video of the stadium and pictures and everything else. There's a fastball looking for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Just goes to show you that as far as Major League Baseball is concerned, they are sometimes behind in the times. As much as they think they're ahead of the times, they're in some ways behind. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1 to Kelly. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So the right-hander Perdomo now kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's now 2-1. Brewers need to make sure they get a stop here if they're going to have a chance to come back in this one. The Diamondbacks, of course, most fans of the D-backs who are listening in don't want anything of it. So 2 balls and 1 strike. But they're going to get a chance to get back into this one. Going to close it out here. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It is fielded by the second baseman. The underhand flips it over to Adames, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Carson Kelly. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-6-3 for the third out of the inning. A nice little play there by the second baseman Wong. The underhand flip it to the shortstop. Adames fires out Kelly at first base. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit and an error. There were 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 7 complete. It is the Diamondbacks 5 and the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 8th inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the ball game. It'll be Jace Peterson, Victor Caratini, and Garrett Mitchell to come to bat. As there is going to be a pitching change here for the Diamondbacks. It's going to be Caleb Smith, a left-hander, on in relief of Merrill Kelly. He's working in his 33rd ball game. He's 1-1 on the year. He's got a 4.47 ERA. He's worked 50 and a third innings, walking 31 batters and striking out 49. So Caleb Smith on in relief here of Kelly. So Peterson, Caratini, and Mitchell scheduled to come to bat. They did say that the reason that Christian Yelich has left the ballgame was because of neck stiffness. When we saw Tyrone Taylor come in, I wondered if it had to do with he was walking kind of gimpy after he had made a catch to end the 4th inning, as Josh Rojas had flown out to left. But by that stretch, or maybe it was the 3rd inning when Corbin Carroll had flown out to left, as that had ended that inning for him. He ended up coming out of the ball game. Well, that's going to bring up Luis Arias, batting .221 with 14 homers and 42 RBIs. He's going to replace Jace Peterson. Well, that's what you get for having 2 base hits in the ball game. You get to come out. I don't understand that. I really don't. I know there's the matchups, but you're down by 5. It doesn't matter at this point whether you're down by 5, 9, or 8. It's not like you got a 2 or a 3-run ball game, but Arias is in the game here for Peterson. So he takes a first pitch for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It's kind of like icing the kicker in football. You got a guy who's had a couple of knocks, give him the opportunity to face the left-hander. You're down by 5. The breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. That's the Jeremy Riggs special tonight. He's got a really wide and tall strike zone. So no balls and 2 strikes. As Arias leans back, and Smith rocks into the delivery, and he fires a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Arias. So in my opinion, as I was saying in the moments before, is in the last half inning about getting to the Major League ball games, there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count's now at 2-2. Women cannot take purses into the ball game anymore. You got to leave your purse at home, ladies. You're only allowed to bring in, there's a plastic bag policy. So any bag that you bring in, it's got to be see-through plastic, and there's a certain size to it. So they're only allowing that into the Major League parks these days. As the 2-2 pitch is taken for a fastball for a called 3rd strike, and Arias is gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the switch hitting Victor Caratini. So you can't take a purse in because that'll get you in trouble. You can't take a backpack into the games anymore. That'll get you in trouble. So they got all these rules that are going on at the Major League ballparks now. Here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Caratini. Caratini 0 for 2 tonight, but he's hitting from the right side for the first time against Caleb Smith. Smith rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and pop foul behind home plate. The count is now 0-2. So Major League Baseball really clamping down on what you can and can't bring into the yard. So no balls and 2 strikes. Smith rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2 to Caratini. There's a whole list of stuff. If you're going to big league games, I went over to Seattle's, and there's certain stuff that is pretty standard. The other thing that's also a tick off is they don't take cash. I went to the game in Everett to see the Aqua Sox play. Everything is credit card. I went to the game to see the Mariners play. Everything's credit card. Went to the Tigers, and you can take cash and put it into a gift card machine. Spits you the gift card out, and then you can use that to tap in and tap out to purchase your food. There's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And Caratini is down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. So some people have no problem. They pay everything with their card, debit or credit. When I'm going and I want to buy a coffee, I don't want to buy a coffee for $5 with my credit card. I'd rather give you cash. So that really isn't the option. So they give you that other stuff to look at. Well, we do have a pinch hitter here for Garrett Mitchell. It's going to be Esther Ruiz. In 14 games with the Padres this year, he batted .222 with no homers and a couple RBIs. So Ruiz is coming in. He was acquired in the trade for Josh Hader. As he bats on the right side and he takes a first pitch fastball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ruiz. Lefty Smith rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now quickly 0-2. So if you're interested in going to the major league games, make sure you bring your credit card. I don't understand that one either because, cash is always king in the United States, at least in my opinion. But I think that is the trend of the future. They're going to try to get rid of cash as we know it today. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's popped up into shallow center field. Racing in on it is Thomas. Backing up on it is the second baseman, Marte, who makes the catch. Marte puts it away for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Brewers in the top of the eighth. They go quietly with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 7.5. It's the Diamondbacks 5 and the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back at the call. The bottom of the eighth inning when we return after this. Why are we not running our infomercials tonight? Well, we'll tell you when we get back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order to come to bat for the Diamondbacks, and that means it's going to be Alec Thomas, Geraldo Perdomo, and the top of the order in Josh Rojas. The right-hander Luis Perdomo is still on in relief here as he's coming back in for his next inning of work. So Perdomo stays in the ball game as he rocks and delivers, and the first pitch is a fastball that just misses low for ball one. The count is 1-0. We started to say on the exit why we're not running our infomercials here. There's a fastball swung on, it's tapped back to the pitcher. Perdomo underhands it over to the first baseman, Castanheira, and that's going to retire Thomas on a ground out 1-3 for the first out of the inning. Well, we hit our 1,000 subscriber mark a couple of weeks ago, and we applied for our monetization, and they came back and denied us. And the reason for that is because whether it be Steve or Matt or Dave, or we're not allowed to promote other people's channels within YouTube. There's a first pitch that's a fastball that misses outside for ball one as Perdomo had backed out of the plate. His time was not given, so 1 ball and no strikes to Perdomo. A fastball that just misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So I guess you can't promote other people's channels within YouTube. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count's now 3-0. Living Room says, yeah, that's stupid. I guess that's what they say, is that even though it's not for monetization or we're not getting anything from Steve or Dave or those guys, we're handcuffed to that. The fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. So my piece to that is that's the way it goes. So we're going to have to make some changes. We got to go back and do a little bit of editing. And I know I was talking to a couple of my folks, not just a couple of people that listen in, and they were saying they're going to miss that. I think it's a great piece. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. The count is now 3-2 to Perdomo. Especially the hokiness and the corniness of it all, and it's the part that makes it all the more intriguing. But those are their rules. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Perdomo. So I guess if you want to play by the YouTube rules, you got to do what they have to say. So we'll reapply again at the end of the month, and we'll see what they have to say. I've got some editing to do on some of our previous videos, but this won't be one of them. There's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That's going to be the second hit of the ball game for Perdomo. He is aboard with a single. So that was a Perdomo versus Perdomo battle. Pitcher Perdomo versus the hitting Perdomo. Mick was saying maybe they can link their Twitch or another streaming service with their YouTube and UPromo, their other streaming services. Yeah, it's I don't understand. It's definitely one of those things that are interesting. They're saying our reused, the technical term was the reused stuff, but it's basically promoting other people's stuff. We're not allowed to do when you have when you're looking for monetization from YouTube. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. But when I go to other people's live streams in different spaces, there's a fastball swung on, it's grounded to second. They flip it over to second for one, back to first. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning, as that is going to erase Rojas for the third out there, and Perdomo is gone at second. So no runs, one hit, no errors, and nobody left here in the bottom of the eighth. We're now moving to the ninth inning. It is a 5-0 lead for the Diamondbacks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. And don't forget, we're going to wrap this one up. We'll give you all the scores from around the MLB when we're done with this one. So for now, it's just tunes in between innings until we can sort out something else to keep you guys entertained. We'll be right back after this.
Let's go. Yo. I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the ninth inning as the Brewers are down to their final at-bats. And it is going to be something here that is ready to go. It'll be Tyrone Taylor, Willie Adames, and Rowdy Tellez, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the batting order. So that is how it's going to work here. A friend in the living room says, Guide, look to go another way. Reach out to NordVPN or Ridge Wallets or Bonner Pills or whatever it is to try to give our stuff. I think probably what will happen is maybe in the long term we would cycle back that way. In the short term, we want to try to be able to get stuff. I've had people reach out to us about monetizing our channel. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But the reality of it is that I don't know if we can be able to get the stuff for some of that straight away, as there's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. I think the channel, once you get it to a point where it's a bigger channel, then the monetization is, or the at least the stuff from it would be better. Not really looking for the commercials. That really doesn't make much of a difference to us. So here's the 0-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul on the third baseline, and the count remains at 0-2 to Tyrone Taylor. There's other parts to the monetization that is more important probably than the ads that would play during the stuff from time to time. As here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains 0-2. Caleb Smith back on for his second inning of work. He was pretty efficient in inning number one, striking out two of the three batters he faced. Kept the lefty in here to face the right-handed hitting Taylor and Adames as he delivers. A breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is still 0-2. We'll get the living room to go and protest some of that stuff. And that's the other part that's interesting about it is that you're able to, by doing the stuff where we're talking about the other channels, it's not like you're talking about taking people off the YouTube platform. As there's a changeup swung on and missed, and Taylor was way out in front, and he's gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Willie Adames. So Adames is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's raised his season average up to 231. So the lefty ready to deliver here to the right-handed hitting Adames. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Adames. Adames batting from the right side here against the lefty Caleb Smith, who rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. Just as a note, we're going to wrap up all these scores from around Major League Baseball after this one. So be sure to stay with us, and we'll do the out-of-town scoreboard and the roundup. As the lefty Smith kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Adames as the lefty holds set. Now he rocks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's popped up into right field. And that is going to be caught by the right fielder Varsho, and that is going to retire Adames for the second out of the inning. And that will be gone for out number 2. The living room is asking for 10 cents a broadcast. Sorry, not quite that, especially over time. It's a lot more than that. You'd be surprised. So Rowdy Tellez, the left-handed hitting designated hitter, as the Brewers are down to their final at bat. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Tellez. Lefty waggles the bat. Here comes Smith, who rocks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. Living room says keep the Steve and start pumping the other stuff. Actually, Patreon is something that, to be honest with you, is, yeah. So here comes the 0-2. There's the breaking ball swung on and missed. And Tellez has gone down on strikes for the third out of the inning. That's going to do it. The Diamondbacks have shut out the Brewers here 5-0 in Arizona. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now the final score of the Diamondbacks 5 and the Brewers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Again, it is a little bit of tunage for you. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to first look at the American League out-of-town scoreboard. It was the Detroit Tigers losing at home to the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners swept the Tigers aside 7-0 today. 7-10-0 for the Mariners, 0-4-2 for the Tigers. Logan Gilbert gets his 11th win against 5 losses. Eduardo Rodriguez gets the loss for the Tigers. He's 3-4. Julio Rodriguez hit his 22nd homer of the year. Ty France hit his 17th. In Chicago, the White Sox knocked off the Kansas City Royals 7-1, 7-11-3 for the Chi Sox, 1-8-0 for the Royals. Johnny Cueto gets his 7th win of the year against 6 losses. It was Begden taking the loss for Kansas City. He's 0-1. Andrew Vaughn hit his 15th homer, and A.J. Pollock hit his 10th for the White Sox. Final in Baltimore, in Cleveland, the Baltimore Orioles knocked off the Guardians 3-0 today, 3-7-2 for Baltimore, 0-2-0 for Cleveland. Bradish gets the win. Bieber takes the loss. He's 8-8. Bautista gets his 11th save for the Orioles. With 3 home runs in the ballgame, all solo shots, Cedric Mullins hit his 12th. Anthony Santander hit his 24th. And Ryan Mountcastle hit his 19th for the Orioles. It was a 8-5 ball game going to the 9th inning in Boston, and the Red Sox rallied with 4 to knock off the Rangers 9-8. Familia gets the win in relief. He's 1-0. Hernandez takes the loss for the Rangers. He drops to 1-1. Adolis Garcia hit his 22nd of the year for Texas. Alex Verdugo hit number 8. It was an important one in the 9th inning for the Red Sox. 9-13-0 for Boston, 8-13-0 for Texas. In interleague play, the Oakland Athletics scored 2 on the top of the 10th, but the Washington Nationals got 4 of their own in the bottom. Nationals beat the Oakland A's 7-5 today, 7-11-1 for the Nats, 5-11-0 for the Athletics. Hunter Harvey gets the win. He's 1-0. Ruiz takes the loss. He's 0-1. Anglier's hit his 3rd homer of the year. Meneses hit his 7th for Washington. Again, your final 7-5 for the Nats. For the National League, there were only 3 games on the slate. New York Mets knocked off the Dodgers 5-3, 5-6-0 for the Mets, 3-6-0 for the Dodgers. Bassett gets the win. He's 12-7. Martin takes the loss. He's 4-1. Ottavino gets his 3rd save. The Atlanta Braves shut out the Rockies 3-0 in Atlanta tonight. The story was Spencer Strider getting his 9th win against 4 losses, but the 16 strikeouts to set an Atlanta record was a great showing by him tonight. Chad Kuhl took the loss. He's 6-8. Kenley Jansen gets his 31st save. Homers for Atlanta. Austin Riley his 33rd. Michael Harris II got his 14th. And your final in this one was the Arizona Diamondbacks knocking off the Milwaukee Brewers 5-0, 5-10-0 for the Snakes, 0-4-0 for the 0-4-1 for the Brew Crew. Merrill Kelly gets his 12th win against 5 losses. Brandon Woodruff is now 9-4. Christian Walker is 31st save. Once again, everybody, we appreciate everybody for listening in here tonight. Again, your final 5-0 for Arizona. We'll be back again tomorrow as we're going to have some Japanese action for you later tomorrow evening. Hopefully you guys can bounce in and listen to us. We will be back at it again then. Once again, everybody, it's been another Last Raps Baseball video production. We hope you have a great night. Come on back and see us again later. We'll talk to you soon.